One of the best ways to learn is by doing. Theory is great, but until the rubber meets the road, you don't really know what's going to work and what won't. I recently created a mastermind for BJJ instructors who are looking for a little bit of extra help to grow their schools. It was called the Bullpen. This is something I've wanted to do for a really long period of time, as I know a lot of instructors need a little bit more hands-on approach, a little bit more accountability, and a little bit more personal attention. And while I was building the Bullpen, I learned 3 really valuable lessons. And these are lessons that can be applied to your school, and they can have a dramatic impact on your success and on your growth. And I want to share those with you now. So the first one is something called infotainment, and it's a really important concept. During the Bullpen launch, I sent 13 emails over the course of about 10 days. In fact, some of the guys will have received up to 16 emails. That's a lot, and it's a lot of emails in a short period of time. A lot of people think that that would turn people off. And it really could. It could. If your emails are no good, your content isn't any good, people will just turn off from you. But if you do it the right way, it can have a really big impact. Let me give you an example. Let's dive over to my email system, which is called ConvertKit, and I'm going to show you some of these different things. So the emails that I send, this is the first one. See, you got a 44% open rate. That's a lot of people reading emails. Second one is the real benefit. It's up here, 42% or 41.8% open rates. Interest, 42%. Okay, and this is over the course of a couple of days. Then we jump on to the next page, and I started increasing the frequency even more. I've got 42% on this one here, 42.8, sorry. We have 46.6%. We have 42.9% up there. And again, getting more frequent here. This AMA got me 45.7. This Call Me Maybe one, 42.1. Keep Your Kidneys, 40%. Live Call, 38.2. The Bullpen Replay Call, 42.2. The Question Mark one, 47.3. And then the final email in the series, which I'm not going to show you because it was in a different system, got me 39%. That is a lot of people opening emails. If you imagine if you put that kind of stuff off on social media, you would get maybe 1% of people looking at it, which is tiny. And it just goes to show that even if you're sending frequently, even sometimes more than once a day, people will open your emails if they are valuable. And the key is to include 2 things. You want them to be, number one, entertaining. People don't want to read boring stuff. It's just the way it is. They don't want to watch dull stuff. It is not exciting for them. You need to keep people entertained. And the second, you want to help people as well. You want to give them a little bit of information that can actually help them along their journey. It's a bit like our SSL principle in teaching. You need people to both be having fun and to be learning. Can't really add sweating through a video or an email, but hey, it's a good way to go. And if you do this right, it can really help develop that relationship with your clients, with your customers, with your people who are interested in what you're doing. Now, all of these emails were all geared towards like marketing and selling. That's what they were about. Everybody knew it. It was pretty obvious what I was doing. I even told people I was going to be, like messaging them about this for like, a week or so. And it didn't stop people opening those messages. Now, how that relates to your academy. So many instructors get worried if they email people too frequently or they reach out to them on social media or whatever, that they're going to get switched off and they're going to end up not joining their academy. So they do the exact opposite and just don't email them at all. They don't message them at all. But if you provide, entertaining, useful content, it's the exact opposite is true. And what will happen is you'll start to develop that relationship with people. They'll start to get to know your personality. They'll get to start to trust you, and they'll build confidence that you are the right person to help them. This is the nurturing side of developing a lead and turning them from someone who doesn't know you into a student who's going to stay with you for a long period of time. It is really important, and it's something that people often miss out on. You should not be scared to email people frequently or contact them frequently. If, as you might have seen on my thing, people who are interested in what you're selling, they'll unsubscribe, and that's fine because those people are never going to be part of your academy anyway, and it's better not to bug and fill up their inbox. Okay, so the action step from this, and the thing that you want to try to do now, is create regular, I call it infotaining, or it's the word that I use, infotaining content across all of your marketing channels. So whether that's email, your Facebooks, your Instagrams, whatever you use, and do it frequently. But start slowly, start at a manageable pace. If you're not emailing right now, try and do once a week. Once you get used to doing it once a week, up it to twice a week, and so on and so forth until you're creating a consistent flow and a consistent work schedule that you can maintain, which is really, really important as well. The next thing that I learned from this launch was that you need to have a high ticket item. Okay, now in the business world, you'll hear of three different things. You'll hear low ticket, mid ticket, and high ticket. And that's pretty much what we have at Escapology Online. We have low ticket instructionals. I'll often promote these as things like pay what you want. We'll charge like £7 for them, £17, even up to something like 37 quid. It's a relatively small investment. People don't have to, think too hard about doing it. Okay, that is a low ticket item, like a cup of coffee basically. Buy a cup of coffee. Pretty similar to kind of 7 quid nowadays if you go into some places. And then you have mid-ticket stuff. Okay, mid-ticket stuff is things that are, a little bit more expensive. Maybe you have to have a little bit more thought into going into it. So something along the lines of our curriculums, which are like, £200, £300, something along those lines. They're kind of a mid-ticket item, okay? They're not like a snap decision. Probably going to think about it more. You need to be understand the product a little bit more, how it's going to help you more, okay? But for a long time, we didn't have that higher ticket item until we launched the Bullpen. Now, the Bullpen was £500 a quarter. And typically, now we have that high ticket item. So we've got the, cheaper instructionals, we have the mid-ticket kind of curriculums and things like that. And now we have the Bullpen as kind of our higher ticket item. So typically, what you want to do is the lower the ticket item, so low ticket items have like kind of less content, less levels of service. The higher ticket items have more content or a higher level of service, like more one-to-one things. So again, if we take our instructionals, maybe a couple of hours long, 90 minutes long, something like that, really easily consumable, not super in-depth. Our curriculums, we're talking, 16 to 32 hours long, lesson plans, a lot more in-depth, more challenging to consume. And then the Bullpen is like our highest level thing, right? It's a continuing, ongoing support for instructors. Now, depending on what level you're at, you can kind of pick and choose the item that you want, okay? But if you need like a more hands-off approach, you might choose the curriculums. If you want a more hands-on approach, go something like the Bullpen. If you just want to learn some instructionals, whatever, you choose just the instructionals. But if you never have that higher ticket item, you're really limiting your revenue potential. Okay, to give you an example, if I wanted to sell the same volume of like low ticket £7 instructionals as I would for one person joining the Bullpen, it's like 71 of them. That is huge. Okay, that is a massive, massive difference and far more work. And all it takes is one person to join that and you've equivalently done all of that extra work. It's powerful, really, really important. Okay, and the thing is, if you never have that high ticket item, you'll never be able to sell it. And like I said, you're limiting your revenue potential by not having that. So how that relates to your academy. Most schools only ever really have one price point, and it's somewhere in kind of the low to mid tier depending on your situation. But there are a whole group of people out there who are ready and willing to invest more in a high level of service. For example, let's say that your basic membership is like £100 a month. I'm using that because it's an easy number, not because it's the average or what you should charge. Okay, that's kind of it. If that's all you ever have, that's all that everybody's going to invest in your academy. Okay, now if you offer a more deeper level of service, let's say you do like the regular memberships, they can attend all the classes, plus they get like one private a week. Okay, you've got more classes, better level of service, more in depth. You could charge like £300 a month for that. Okay, if you don't have that, you're limiting your revenue potential. Essentially, by adding that one additional thing, the people who are interested in that deeper level of service, more accountability, whatever it is, you've tripled your income by just giving them the option to take it. And you can do that with all kinds of different things. There's tons and tons of ways to increase your level of service and essentially charge more for it as well, which is really, really important. So that's what you want to try to do within your academy. Offer a higher ticket item, okay? Something that not everybody's going to want. It's just an offer that you have out there for people that want it, the people who want to progress faster, the people who want to, hit their goals quicker. That's the people that you want to try to target. Okay, but for everybody else who doesn't want that, they just want to join your classes, you still have this other option. Okay, that's exactly the same thing that we do with Escapology Online. We have our regular instructors membership, anybody can join, kind of lowish tickets, not expensive to join, and we have the Bullpen for people who want to get there faster, to want that deeper level of service. So what you need to be thinking about doing for your academy, your action step, is create a higher ticket membership. There's a couple of different ways you can do that. You could, as I said, you could add privates, but you can add other things. You can add additional accountability. Maybe you do a check-in every week with them just to see how they're going. You create goals for them. Maybe you add in nutrition coaching. You could add in equipment. One of the easiest ones to do is to just offer a yearly membership. Okay, very simple. You charge them, let's say, 11 months rather than 12. So if you're charging £100 a month, that would be £1,200 a year. You offer it to them at £1,100 a month, they save £100, but they're investing more in your academy. That means they're more likely to stay, they're more likely to get the benefits from training. And some people will take it. Very, very simple one. And obviously if you can add in those extra levels of service, it's amazing. Now the other benefit, if you present this offer to everybody that comes to your trial, it makes, let's say you have this high ticker offer, say, look, we have two different options for you. Number one, you can get our, I don't know what we call it, like our platinum membership, for example. Platinum membership, you get access to all our regular classes, plus we're going to create you a bespoke nutrition plan, we're going to create you a bespoke strength and nutrition program, and we're going to check in with you daily, plus we'll give you one extra private a month. That's £300 a month, okay? We also have our regular membership. So £100 a month, you're just going to attend your regular classes. Which one would you like to do? Okay, you're giving them the option. By adding that higher ticket item, it actually makes a £100 one seem cheaper because you've got this thing called a comparison in there. Okay, you are anchoring one price and you're giving them something different. It's quite a powerful form of persuasion. Okay, so that's the high ticket one. The last lesson that I got from this, and this is a really important one that trips up a lot of instructors, and that is that good is good enough. Okay, I am a devil. I'm terrible for trying to make things perfect, or I used to be. Okay, I want things to be like just absolutely spot on. And like I said at the start, until you launch a product, until you test something, until you try something, you don't know whether it's going to work. Your goal should be to get that first iteration out of your product or whatever it is as fast as possible. And then take the information you get from that and adjust accordingly as you go the way. And you gradually over time build it up. Okay, so let me give you an example. Okay, let's say that you're going to do a Facebook ad. Okay, don't really know what you're doing. You agonize like you just create an ad, you throw up something, add it to a lead form, boom, it's done. Okay, or you spend a week trying to figure out the perfect wording, to figure out the perfect image, and even after a week, you've still not launched that ad. Which one's more likely to get you the leads? It's the one that's up and running. The one that's still sat on your desktop isn't doing anything. And that is a problem that a lot of instructors encounter. Same with like any videos that they put up, any content, anything. Improve as you go. It matters so much. So with the Bullpen, for example, I initially wanted to just be like jump straight into the calls. It would all be cool. I realized as I started to talk more and more instructors, the thing that I was going to have to do was help them figure out what was the big sticking points in their school. Okay, so I had to kind of change the onboarding process a little bit. So now anybody who joins, we send them an audit of their academy. We go through that audit with them. We identify like the strengths, the weaknesses, where they need to work. And from that point on, we can start helping them grow their schools. Really, really simple thing to do. I didn't have that set up at the start. Okay, but what I had set up was good enough. I just need to tweak it as we're going to improve our level of service. But if I'd waited to try and get it perfect, to think through every variable, I would have never launched this product, okay, or never launched the Bullpen. And that is a big, big problem. So, how this applies to your school. Like I said, good is good enough. Is it 80% or 70% good enough? Just get it done. Okay, you can improve it at a later date, but at least you have that thing that is good enough working in the background. Okay, and what you will learn by having that thing up, whatever it is you'll get really valuable data, really valuable information, which will tell you how to improve it. Okay, it's that rubber meeting the road point where you get the feedback that you need to make it perfect. Because your opinion is only one opinion and you don't necessarily know what's going to be right. Okay, and this applies to all kinds of different areas, like, you know, setting up a new class in your gym. test it, see if it works. You want to add in whatever it is that you want to add in, test it and see if it works. Try it out. As long as it's good enough, you'll get the feedback that you need to see what's going to happen. So, action step for this one is just do it. You have my permission if you need my permission. Good is good enough. Get it up and then improve as you go. Don't try and make it perfect. Don't try and make that first iteration the best it can be. Get the feedback and work from there. All right, so hopefully you guys found that useful. If you want the notes, just let me know, or I'll link them below the video. You can grab them from there. If you're more interested in like getting some extra support from us, check out Escapology online. Message me about the Bullpen. Entirely up to you. But think about these things that we've talked about in the video. 3 points again. Number one, I've completely forgotten what number one was. No, I'm joking. Number one was you need to be infotaining to people. You can email people a lot of the time, okay? That communication helps develop your relationship with them. Number two, create a high ticket item, okay? That will help increase your revenue for little extra cost in terms of ad spend and things like that. And it will, you know, the people who are there, there are people there who want that from you. They want that greater level of commitment, so offer it to them. And number three, good is good enough. Whatever you're doing, get it up. Then make your next iteration from that point onwards and refine as you go. As I said, hope you enjoyed this. Feel free to message me if you have any questions, and I'll drop some links below this with some valuable stuff, useful information. Oh, so have a great day.